Broadcasting live from our Columbia, Maryland headquarters. They are founders of Hard Money Bankers, REI 360, and are international bestsellers with their book, The Whiteboard. Here are Jason Balin and Chris Haddon.
Hey everyone, Chris Haddon, Jason Balin, co-founders of HardMoneyBankers.com and REI360.net, doing our show here from our office and studio in Columbia, Maryland, also prepping for our meetup group going on tonight, not far away in Columbia, Maryland. So if you're checking this out and you're thinking about coming, please do. Go to meetup.com and search Real Estate Investing Incubator. Tonight and today on the show, we're talking about social media for real estate. Now, in this day and age, almost everyone is impacted by social media in their personal lives, in their business. There are certain people who just don't do any of it, and that's okay. But for most people, they are involved, and there's different platforms, and they're changing. And it's really worthwhile to check in on what's going on different platforms. How can it affect your business? Because these things do change almost daily, right?
That's right.
So, a couple things. We're going to break down some of the different platforms, what we see working, not so much, and the different ways that people can use it and tailor to themselves, right?
That's right. Well, especially real estate, people in the real estate industry, because depending on what industry you're in, there's a lot of different social networking and a lot of different platforms out there, and the demos of it changes. But I think we've kind of dialed in from our personal use and from some of our clients' use of exactly some of the best ones, to stick with.
What would you say are the top platforms for people in real estate?
Facebook's number one by far. The demo, a little bit older demo. It's not like 16-year-olds Snapchatting. There's not that many 16-year-olds that you're going to sell a property to if you're a real estate agent, or you're going to buy a property from if you're a real estate investor. So the Facebook demo is great. It gives you a lot of flexibility. We spend a lot of our content resources, like we're doing right now, Facebook Live, things like that, directly on Facebook, because we're able to get a lot of eyeballs, and the right eyeballs of the right age bracket, the right demo, a little bit sophisticated. There's business to be had just at the very minimum, doing the bare bones on Facebook.
Yeah, and I'm going to reiterate something that you said before, because that's probably the right place to start. Is just think of your demo, your avatar, your ideal client, who you want to speak to in business when you're making content or doing posts or whatever, and think about where they spend their time online. For a lot of people, it will be Facebook, and then some other things coming along like Instagram and Snapchat. Like even if people are a little bit younger than your ideal client right now, they're getting older. They're moving in that direction. So 20-year-olds on Snapchat now are going to be 25-year-olds in the market to do whatever in 5 years.
Sure. And also, I think it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Mm-hmm. So for instance, if you're a real estate agent, do you use your personal page? Do you use a business page that represents your company or your brand? Obviously you want to brand yourself, but real estate agents are one group in particular that sometimes maybe they don't need a business page. Maybe they can just use their personal page, to brand their operation.
I would say that real estate agents, unless you're huge, and real estate investors, unless you're huge, can get away with just a personal Facebook page. I don't think you need to mess with the business. I mean, there's certain drawbacks, like you can't run ads, you can't pay to boost posts, but you're going to get a lot better organic reach. You're going to be in front of your contacts a lot better with just a free post on a personal page than you would on a business page. So for most people, I don't think they even need to mess with it. Yeah,
I think a real easy determining factor is if you should use your personal page or a business page is if your friends, people that you're associated with, I guess friends on Facebook, are your target demo or your clientele. Like for instance, if you're a real estate agent, are you selling houses to your friends and family members, to other associates that are on there? But let's say you're a real estate agent and you're a new real estate agent in California, but your whole sphere and all your friends are in Washington, D.C.
It's a good point.
You never know. So but then again, if you're selling a product, if maybe you're not a real estate investor or agent or outside and you're just selling a product and nobody at all would ever be a client, there's no point to just keep pumping that stuff on your personal page, because for the chances are you overdo it a little bit and you friends that will just block you.
Yeah, and that would apply to us too. Like as a private lending company for real estate investors, such a niche thing. Yeah. So few people in the population will ever need a hard money loan in their entire life. It doesn't make much sense for us to do like all that much targeted stuff. I mean, are there things that we're doing in business and stuff like? Sure, we want people that we know to be aware of that kind of stuff, but Yeah.
But we're not going to put all our 4 posts a day that we do,
we need to do a business
shows like this,
for,
pictures of houses and stuff like that. Right. We're very selective, and there's logic behind all of this, which a lot of folks sometimes don't overthink it, but we have logic behind all of our social media in general of what's posted, and to follow what that social networking platforms for. Pictures on Instagram, videos on Snapchat, interaction with business associates on LinkedIn. So you want to talk a little bit about LinkedIn, like that's...
Let me jump into LinkedIn in a second. I just wanted to say one more thing. When people are using their personal page for business related stuff, is just be sure to mix up your content. And we know some people are really good at that. It'll be some regular stuff, some personal, like some pictures of kids and family vacations, and like just writing your opinion about whatever. And then here and there, a little plug, like Gary Vee says, like that right hook, a little plug about their open house this weekend, or a property for sale, or,
Yeah.
So mix it up.
Agreed. And one kind of warning on social in general is that content reaches the world after it's out there. So, if you're trying to hit, everybody, and you feel like your service is for everybody, you may not want to go too crazy on like a political rant or something that could offend the other half of your clientele. And
very good point.
So it's kind of like
be a little PC about it.
Common sense, but if you're going to go that way on your personal page, maybe you should have a business page, just for your business. And another, and obviously a few other really good things of having a business page is you can boost posts, you can write ads. The benefit of Facebook compared to most other ad platforms is there's just such a big audience, and they have so much data on their audience. So you can just demo everything out from demographics, everything out from a city to males, whatever your product is, wherever your service is. If you only want to work in this geographic area, it's very easy to do in Facebook compared to other places.
Yep, for sure. Okay, you asked about LinkedIn. Let's talk about LinkedIn a little bit, because I'm kind of on the fence about it currently. Are we there, and do we put stuff there? Sure, we put stuff everywhere. So at the same time, I don't see as much interaction in the whatever they call the news feed, the LinkedIn version of newsfeed. I don't see as much interaction as I used to. I think every message I ever get is spam. Have you ever get a real message from somebody on LinkedIn? We've got loan requests on LinkedIn. We've got
that turn into deals.
Yeah. But that's a small percentage. It's crap that flies around. I mean, long story short, like people don't necessarily have LinkedIn up on their browser all day long and really spend time interacting with people there, besides like certain niche stuff. Like I know like recruiters and some other people do. Like I like LinkedIn, and there's some of the, when they're seeing your name in the news and they're pulling it and it gets emailed out to your connections, like there's some real value there. But just in the like basic fundamental of interacting with other people, I don't think it's great.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, one thing we've gotten good results from LinkedIn is we post some of our articles and our blog posts that we write, and we put them on there, and regularly be like, hey, I read your blog post on LinkedIn, because especially business folks that are a little bit older, that's their platform that they're on. A lot of them don't have Facebook, and that's, I would say 50 plus, they're not on there, and that's where they kind of interact or see what's going on. And maybe there's not as much interaction as you think, and I agree with that. Like I've never chatted with people back and forth on LinkedIn, but you do go on, maybe use the word stalk, or you just see what people are up to. There's good notifications of this person just started a new job. You do research about companies and things like that, of how many people work in that organization.
Yeah, I didn't mean to like trash LinkedIn or anything like that. I'm just saying it's not like nearly as interactive as Facebook, but there's a lot of good stuff to it. And the Reportive plug into Gmail and all that. Like I love seeing people
amazing.
When doing business with people day to day. I love seeing their LinkedIn, just to see a little bit about them, see a pic, see where they went to school, see the job.
Just get the Reportive app. It's free in the Chrome store or the wherever the heck it is,
check out
in Gmail.
Sure.
Cool. So I think a few things that we covered that are really important is Facebook, especially for real estate in general, is number one. Like that should be number one. Number two, LinkedIn, maybe the interactions, day-to-day interactions isn't great, but there's a lot of good data on a core level.
You need to have a built-out profile, because people are going to look you up there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And I think probably the number three takeaway, which we talk about for real quick, second, is maybe creating your own little niche in social in general. Like for instance, we have a friend that loves the Snapchat, and her core demo is not Snapchat users because they're older, but she's really good and creative with her short videos that she's doing. She's creating a following. Maybe for instance, she's not creating a newer following, but her sphere of influence knows that she's on Snapchat and they enjoy watching what she's doing as a real estate agent, and she's doing it.
And like you were saying before, like you can really go deep with people in Snapchat. It's video, it's live, they see what you're up to. Like you really connect with people, and people feel like they know you more because they're watching that. And so it's not like the width, like it's not huge amount of people that you're in front of, but you're going deep with the people who are watching your stuff. Like some of those people, like I really feel like I know them from watching their snaps. It's kind of
you're staring right at them.
Like you're watching a little daily movie of their day-to-day life. It's just wild. I mean, granted, not that many people are like do it all day long, but some people do.
Exactly. So if you're cool with Snapchat, do that. Obviously, there's a lot of followers still on Twitter with tweets, Instagram. Maybe you're a real estate agent or a real estate investor and you want to showcase a lot of properties that you did, similar to like Pinterest, things like that. So there's a lot of different pros of using all these platforms. But if you're not on social, obviously you need to be. And from our past experience and from a lot of our clients, at least do Facebook. It's number one. And if you're not the type of person that wants to be on camera or want to have pictures of yourself and stuff like that, do a business page. Right, there's credibility behind that, just like a website. These days, a lot of people are looking at social media websites more than your own website or your social media page, instead of just your website. That's just as important. And it's very easy to get a message out. Instead of having to blog or email an entire database that you would have on your website, you just put a post. Right? It can be a blog post, it can be a blurb, it can be like, hey, we have a discount on this product, whatever the case is. It's very, very, very user-friendly, and obviously we highly recommend it.
Yeah, definitely. So quick little recap, just be there, just be present, be professional enough, be yourself, be personal. That's what, social media and marketing stuff has just been moving in that direction. Like we're not just all billboards, we're not just all like, cheesy ads and stuff. Like just be yourself and put yourself out there in the right way and good things will happen, for sure.
Cool. So curious your thoughts on what you believe in your business is the best social media platform and why. If you could comment below, that'd be really appreciative. Maybe we'll do a follow-up on this. We're on Facebook and we're on a lot of these social media platforms on a regular basis, and we see the changes that are occurring. For instance, Facebook Live is now you're able to do on a business page. You couldn't do that a few weeks ago. So it's ever changing, and maybe if you tried it a while ago, there's a lot more options now. So as always, like, comment, share, subscribe. And we certainly would appreciate any comments that you have, and we'll get right back to you. Thanks again.